We'll put this in the closet.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sean Ray with Sean Ray Realty, and this is the 28th take that we've done of trying to do this interview with Mr. Anji. He is so dang successful on Airbnb that there's no time to interview him except for between the guests. And right now, you're going to hear a lot of background noise with cleaning. Hope you guys don't mind, don't judge us. But there's some really good content that you can take out of this interview. I hope you guys enjoy so much. Without further ado, Mr. Anji, what is your story? Where are we at right now? And when did you buy this?
So I'm a traditional long-term rental investor. I was doing that for a while, and I have 4 rental properties before. But due to the property tax increases and all these, the revenues in them are getting shrinked. So that's when I rented a Airbnb home in LA last December, 2019 December, and at that time I paid $800 for 2 days, and that's like 1/4 of this home. So that's when I thought there is a good opportunity in Airbnb, and I started looking the best people in the industry, the Sean Ray, and his style, Sean Rockages and Sean Ray, and his Sean Ray style matches with me because I have a previous experience in buying the homes and all this. So that's when I reached out to him in March, and we started investing in this property, and we went into a contract on March 9th, and the closing happened on May 12th.
Okay, so that's almost a 6-month turnaround time from by the time you bought, or by the time you started looking until the time that you actually got in here and listed it on Airbnb. How long does it take from the time that you actually bought it and closed on it? You had about a month to get the pictures out, right? Because you had to do the backyard and you had to, pay to get someone in here and design. Like, what's the story behind all that?
So by the time I'm heading towards the closing on May 12th, I already started buying the furniture and all this. So and also immediately I worked with the contractors to enhance the backyard. Backyard is very important for this kind of a big home. So I put like $4,500, $3,500 for the concrete, and we created a fire pit and a bench that is really attractive for the Airbnb guests. So, and also inside the house, I kind of hide the designer. We went with this gray paintings throughout the house, and we also have some expensive furniture in the downstairs where the traffic will be more. So we kind of spend around give or take around $20,000, and we also hired a designer to do this project.
So what was the situation behind how you finance this? Because most people, when they're looking at this and they're going to watch this video of you making over $10K a month and you just started rocking right out of the gates, you have very little occupancy, like, I want to be like this guy is such a success story, I want a success story for my first property. Now, most people are going to put 5%, so they're normally going to, after everything's said and done, going to only spend like $20,000, maybe $30,000 max. That's what people think of when they're going to do Airbnb investing. Is that what you did, or how did you do it differently?
So I did differently because to get the best interest rates, I always go with the 25% down. Even for my long-term rentals, I always do that. That way, that way there will be a less mortgage every month that we need to pay. And in this situation, to do a 5%, I'm almost I'm almost getting more than 5% interest rate, APR. So that's the reason if I do a 25% down, I'm getting for 3.6%. That's the reason I chose to go for the 25% down.
Okay, so tell me the story behind. Oh, and how much was that? How much was your overall down payment? We did closing costs that were covered by the people. The house was in.
So the house was listed for $425, and finally you bargained and we got it for $390. And the seller gave the 2% closing credits, and it's around $380,000. So out of it, I did a 25% down, so it came around $90,000. On top of that, I invested around 20,000 on the furniture designer and enhancing the backyard. So you can say around 110 $115 is the money I invested on this property.
Okay, so that might seem like a lot, but think about it. We're going to be going over some more numbers in a second, but would you invest $100,000, $115,000 right now if you could be making a profit of about $6,000 or about $5,000, $6,000 every single month? Now, how many months will it take to get that first initial cash down, return back, and then after you get that return back, it's just profit from there? Would you take that deal?
Yeah, definitely. I will
You
definitely.
did.
Yeah, I'll do one more if needed.
So you now have this house. You got into it. You got the things rocking and rolling. After the pictures and everything's said and done, it's June 10th, and you're now going live. You're putting it up there. You're hoping for the best. You're calling me and texting me every day, like, "Oh, I really hope this works out, Sean. Is there anything I can do?" And then you put it on the market from the June 10th to July 1st. You made how much?
I made a little more than $7,000.
$7,000 in less than a month. And then the full month of July, how much did you make?
I think full month of July around 12,000.
And then August was your biggest month. Did you make 15 that month?
Yeah, August I crossed around around 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So things were starting to look really good. You passed the COVID crisis, and you don't have to ever worry about it happening again. But now here comes December and November, and they're starting to talk about shutting down everything again. How much do you and by the way, in Texas, for all you guys that are watching in different states, Texas only bans basically most of the stuff for like 1 or 2 months, and they open everything back up basically at a percentage. And now they're starting to close it back down now that it's December 2020. And so now we're getting a little nervous as Airbnb operators. How's that going to treat our operations? But so far, you saw it from 7 or basically 10, 11, 12, 13, and then has it been trickling back down since then?
So November, yeah, I increased. I still crossed $10,000.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
November's over 10.
Yeah, and December, so far the Christmas is still not booked. I had a cancellation on that, but I was so far I was around $7,500.
Okay, so did you get your like half your deposit or half your?
Yeah, I got some money over it.
Okay, did you include that in your 7,500?
I think I included that.
Okay, so you still have a chance to make another like $1,200 to $2,000 on top of that,
Yes.
just for that Christmas thing.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Okay, so with paying Josh, so he uses Josh as well. Josh is my property manager. You guys have probably seen him on this channel with other videos. He uses Josh as well. So after Josh supplies, paying your mortgage, insurance, property tax, all that stuff like that, how much do you have to pay per month for this property?
I had to pay around $4,300 to $4,500. It depends on the season, on the utility bills. My mortgage payment is since I did that 25% down, my mortgage payment is $1,333, and on top of it, there will be a property tax end of the year around $650. And I have a vacation rental insurance that's $1,600 a year. That's $150. So it's $2,150 on the property, mortgage, and insurance. And the cleaning it will be around $1,200 a month. And on top of it, I pay Josh like around $500. And on top of that, it will be just the utility bills, the electricity and water bill. They vary in the summer. They come around $500, and now it is averaging around $300. So give or take, it is around $4,300 to $4,500.
How much do you put aside for this kind of stuff?
Yes, this kind of this kind of repairs, yeah, because we have a heavy traffic on this home, so we have a team for a couple of $100 on every month on this kind of repairs and all these different things. And thankfully, this is a new home, so the lot of repairs we are not seeing except the furniture problems.
So with you making, let's say for instance, average, if it weren't for COVID, you'd be making way. I feel like there's a 12 to 15K house a month for
Yes.
sure without COVID. But with COVID, factor it in. If you were to if you were to average out this entire year, I would say that this is about a 10K house, maybe a little less, maybe a little more in COVID time. With it being 10K and with the cost to hold it, what's your profit on that per month?
Yes, the profit will be somewhere, at least it will be 5,700 to 6,000.
That's incredible. 5,700 to 6,000.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Or maybe more also, yes. So far, if you see on a year, so far I calculate, so far we grossed around $73,000 on this property.
Since June,
Yes.
not even all of June.
Yes, so 7 months, so we kind of, and still we have a room for Christmas also.
That's fantastic. Good
Yeah.
job, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. So with that in mind, is this making more? Is this one property making more than your other 4 investment properties per month?
Yeah, definitely.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah? Because your other properties are making around $400, $500 cash flow per month?
Yes, they are making $400-500 because I have a big baggage of property taxes which I need to pay now than when I bought them.
And it's so weird to think about that.
Yeah.
One property is making more than 4 combined. Okay, cool. Now, if this, I hope this channel is a way to influence people to get off their couch and get your first property. But normally my videos are to focus on that. For those of you that are watching this that are already mature investors and they're out there just killing the game and they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 properties on traditional rental, then just take heed of this. So what would you say to yourself before, like, because you were searching for my videos whenever you stayed in your LA Airbnb.
Yeah.
So say for instance you're watching this right now and you're searching for this and you saw this and you're like, oh, that guy reminds me of me. What would you say to yourself now, back then?
So 2 years ago, yeah, I would have invested right then. I would have called you and invested in Airbnb. I didn't know this model is this successful back then.
Cool. All right, that works. It's very simple to the point.
Yeah.
So why were you so successful? I personally don't use bookings.com, VRBO, or anything like that. Do you assume that your success was because your pictures, how sexy your house is? You have like basically a 6-bedroom house, even though it's 5 bedrooms, it's pretty much 6-bedroom house. What is it that made this house so successful? The location, how you marketed it, all that kind of stuff.
So yeah, definitely the real estate is important in this kind of home. I think the bedroom size is one good thing. My backyard is decent, and also the way we designed these colors and the furniture and all this also are attractive in the pictures. That also plays a role, and also on coming to having the listing in multiple platforms, we kind of initially on the June time frame, VRBO used to send a very bad guess, and that one
happened to me too. Oh my god, June on VRBO and Booking.com. Yeah. Oh my god, the guests I got were incredible.
Yeah. So we used to get a very bad guess, and after that we kind of increased the prices there for with a security deposit of more than $1,000 and all that. So we hardly used to get any guests from VRBO. But after end of August, Airbnb changed this policy that they are not allowing more than 16 people for any reservation. So we kind of seeing some shrink of revenue there. That's when on VRBO side, now they put this $1,000 security deposit in the background. So the guests who are booking on VRBO, they no longer see this $1,000 cost upfront. If there is any damage to the property, VRBO will try to charge the same card for those $1,000. But if the guests don't have money in that card, VRBO will pay it back. So this kind of worked, and we got a good. We are getting a good reservations from VRBO on the weekends.
So I can see the camera right there. How do you deal with that on VRBO?
When there is a VRBO reservation, we kind of remove that camera. That's one hurdle. For all these things, we kind of increase the prices on VRBO. So we don't allow them to come on, we don't encourage them to come on the weekdays, but on weekends when they come, and we charge like a $25 extra guest fees after more than 16 guests. So we can, and we also We also do a lot of filtering, asking them many questions. In some situations, we ask them their driver's license and all these different things. And once we get comfortable, then only we will allow them.
So how much do you think right now, in the last 2 or 3 months, how much do you think you average for Airbnb? Like say for instance, 100% of your listing, or 100% of your guests. How much do you think that percentage is your Airbnb? How much do you think is VRBO? And how much do you think is Booking.com?
Booking.com, I did not get anything last few months, but on Airbnb and VRBO, I have this issue with the Airbnb and starting of November, and they kind of because one guest complained about the camera in the living room, and it became
Oh, yeah, they took it off the platform, right?
yeah, and they removed they removed me the listing for like 1 week or so, just to do the regular investigation and all that. That's when all the traffic went to VRBO. So for Thanksgiving, everything is I got everything from VRBO.
Oh, wow.
I kind of
Okay.
made more from VRBO in November than Airbnb.
Okay, cool. So
It's,
VRBO kind of
it's
saved
like
you.
I got like 55% to 60% on VRBO.
In November.
Yeah, than Airbnb. And also I only did only 5 6 days, 6 7 days. This one I have to do close to 10 12 days or more for to catch up the same ranking.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So those are all Thanksgiving reservations, and when I give to VRBO, I make sure it's at least $1,000 reservation.
So with you doing multi-platform, do you have a software? Like, how do you handle when to block it off and stuff like that? Because everyone reaches out to me like, what software do you use?
So software wise, I think I use Smart BNB. It's like for a listing, it's like $9. So it kind of sync both VRBO, Airbnb, and it gives a complete listing. And I kind of Josh will do pretty much the messages automated, but even the checkout messages and all that will be automatically. They will go on the checkout and all these things. So there is not and also the calendars also will be synced. Both the calendars will be synced once they book on VRBO. The calendar will be synced on Airbnb.
Any advice for anybody that's trying to do multi-platform? Because right now your vacancy is like what, like next to nothing, right? How many days a month do you have that are vacant?
I think it will be like some like 2 3 days or 4 days in between. Like whenever we have two adjacent reservations, sometimes that day will not be booked. Those kind of things.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody that's watching this, do you have any recommendations before they go multi-platform? Like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. I know about the higher deposits or
Yeah, so if you are doing on VRBO, if you are doing on VRBO, make sure they come only on the weekends, and also price it little bit high, and also put a good security deposit. Now on VRBO, the security deposit is on the background, so they guests will not see the upfront cost of a security deposit. So that's one good thing. And Airbnb, typically they filter the profiles and everything very well, so I don't mind giving more of a on the weekdays as well for a small price on Airbnb. So, and also do lot of screening of the guest when we do on the VRBO, because if any incident happens, they kind of question us back, saying that you guys has to filter due diligence of your guests yourself as well. So filtering of on the Airbnb is a key thing.
cameras also.
Camera, yes, you need to remove the cameras in the living room as per VRBO. If you have a VRBO, there is no interior camera allowed. The noise monitors are allowed, but no interior camera.
Fantastic. All right, and then lastly, anything else that you would say is the reason why your listing is so much more successful and so low vacancy than most other one else in this area?
So I follow these the pricing strategies from Sean Rockage's course, and yes, we kind of use those rule sets. There is a big 20 different rule sets. The first day if you book, we don't give him any kind of discounts. But if even though he goes from second day, third day, by as he increase a day longer, extend his stay by day longer, we will give like 10%, 15%, 20% kind of discount. Those kind of tricks really help on weekdays. Um, Weekdays is a key thing to get the maximum revenue to get booked, and also to get a decent guests on those days.
I've been trying to get him to give me that pricing strategy course for free. I'm like, I'm your friend, bro. Come on. And he's like, no. But no, he's. I heard from everyone that's seen that course, they've all said it's amazing. So I really want to do that too. Okay, now tell me what your favorite horror story is. I know you've had a lot of crazy guests in the last, like, not even about 6 months. What's some of your favorite memories, just so you guys don't think it's all sunshine and roses?
Yeah. In the first month, the VRBO sent one guest. He said only 3 people will be coming, and he kind of made this into a club. Like 70 people or 80 people showed up. That's one reservation I still regret why I did that, because I lost my value with the neighbors. They kind of they complained to me a lot, and I still regret accepting that reservation. So that's one bad thing. They did some property damages, and they stole my PlayStation.
You saw your PlayStation?
Yeah, that's a brand new PlayStation I just got that month. So after that, I stopped putting any PlayStation or any game consoles in the Airbnb. That's one very bad thing. And after that, the second one is some guy, some couple of guys in. They'll be around. They'll be in the age group of 20. They kind of came once with the guns, and I was watching the video remotely. It's around 6 p.m. on Friday evening, and they paid me. They paid me a lot of money for the extra guests and all those during that time. And I saw some guns on the table, and I was like watching them. First, I couldn't realize on the camera that it's a gun, and after a few minutes, he got a big gun and he put it there. And he mentioned there will be around 35 people, and I saw a lot of alcohol and drugs on the camera. So that's when I thought I should call the Airbnb and cancel the reservation. So I called the Airbnb, and we talked to them. We will return your money back, and we don't want any incident in the house. And we canceled that reservation, and they left the house peacefully. That's the second one. And the third one is that happened recently last weekend. There is we have this trash can on the side of the backyard where we put all this trash after cleaning and all that. So one of our cleaners, she took that ash which has a little bit of flame, and by mistake she put it in the trash can. So it kind of burnt 2 trash cans, and luckily our neighbor is a very nice guy. He came, and he helped. He came, and he helped by putting some water, and he helped us to clean up all the fire and everything. So after that, the property manager Josh showed up, and he took care of the rest of the stuff. So these are the 3 incidents, horror stories or whatever you call. Yeah, they kind of bothered us during this journey.
And those are the only 3? Everything else has been perfect?
I think we kind of small things like a trashy guest and all this will be there when we are dealing with more than and sometimes we have the guests are very demanding for a very small thing, and they kind of give a bad reviews even though it's not your mistake. So those kind of issues also will be a little bit not good. And whenever we have this kind of guests, the neighbors complains to you, that also will irritate you a little bit. So there is a little bit of risk and stress involved. It's not like, as you said, it's not like completely rosy and everything.
Last question. Thank you so much for taking so much of your time. I know it's super busy. This is taking longer than expected because of the cleaning situation that's going on in the house and vacuums and stuff like that. So thank you guys that are watching to the end. All the distractions in the background, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Everyone wants to know what's the mindset of an investor, especially someone that's invested so much like you. What's the mindset of someone like you going into 2021? Like, are you thinking definitely don't invest, definitely do invest? What kind of investment? What area of town? Like, what is it that experienced investors thinking now going into 2021?
I think, yeah, the definitely it is a seller's market, but I still want to invest few things in. Definitely, I want to redo some similar kind of home, either in the West Dallas or in somewhere in the Bishop Art Center area. So that definitely I want to redo it. I'm not scared of market going up or there will be a recession soon. I'm not scared of that. Because by the time I have enough money for my down payment, yeah, I'll definitely invest.
That's so interesting to me that people that have invested in a lot of real estate, they don't care if it's an up or down market. They just invest. No
Yeah,
matter
because
what.
we saw those turns, like we saw the peak lows and the peak highs. So it will be confidence. It will give some confidence, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. Anything else you want to say to the people at home?
Yeah, I think if you are planning to buy a home and do a Airbnb investing, I think he's the best guy. He's the
I
best
didn't
guy.
mean to say that, but thanks.
Yeah.
It's like an infomercial.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So the real thing is the way we did that journey together during the crisis time in the from March to May. It's the peak low time of the short term rentals, and everybody you see in the YouTube channel they were saying Airbnb is dead and it will never come back. And the journey we both did in closing this house on May 12th. That's a really that's a really successful journey. The success which we are seeing is because the decisions which we took during that time. So and he is the best guy to guide you on that journey.
Thanks,
Thank
man. I
you.
appreciate that. Well, with that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys so much for coming to this channel, and thank you for all the Patreon supporters that allow me to keep on editing these videos. And once we start getting the view counts back up, we'll get some pro videos again. Thanks again for dealing with this. I know this is not the most professional setting, but you rock. I look forward to buying multiple homes in the future.
Sure. Thanks a lot, John. Thank you.
See you guys.